r/Nosleep. Posted by u/Matt Gamara. Alt 3. I am a security guard in the ruins of an Inca fortress. Day 3. Wow, so much has been going on. And I thought I was in a calm job. Well, I've made my decision. I'll be quitting when I reach day 10. Hector and the others said is not uncommon. They're already veterans, they have seen lots of people coming in and out. Victoria has been working here for 7 years. Samir for I think it's 5 or something. Hector has been for at least 20. I asked Senora Riviere for how long she had been working here, but she told me to mind my own business. The janitors seem to be immune for all of this. All of them have been here for well more than 10 years. I mean, except the one from the 6th section whom I didn't meet. Getting to the point, around 1500 hours of the 3rd day, I got curious about section 9. It's not very far from my patrol areas, so I stretched my legs and went there. The sun was still on the sky, so I thought this shouldn't be very scary. And apart from that, I'm a security guard. Checking if everything was alright is part of my job, right? At least that was the reason I gave myself to exploring this haunted place. Well, section 9 is where the dining hall of the Incas and their kitchens were located. There were, I'd estimate, 6 or 7 visitors at the place, reading the informative posters and taking photos. Behind the ruins, there was a small forest, and a beautiful view of the mountains. Surprisingly, the section was very clean. Their trash cans caught my attention. They were not modern at all. They had a 1950s vibe, and I don't think anyone apart from collection fanatics had such preserved old trash cans. They're impressive, right? I heard a slow-paced female voice coming from behind me. As I got up and turned around, I saw that all the tourists had left. The only person with me in the section was an old lady who I had not seen before. She wore those multicolored traditional Bolivian clothes, and was holding a coca leaf at her hand. "Excuse me, lady," I said, a bit confused. No way she could get here that fast. Her bones seemed they could barely sustain her anymore, and her skin seemed almost like one could pull it out of her. She smiled, there was not a single teeth in her mouth. "You're the new guard, right? Javier Ninosca. From Paraguay. My husband was a commander in the Chaco War." "Madam. The Chaco War was in the early 1930s. And how do you know my name? Who the fuck are you?" I shouted, using the wrath to hide my fear. "It's so sad you couldn't bring your wife to. Don't you dare talk about her. Don't be rude, boy. Oh, you may have just awakened my husband. You'll love to meet him," she said, laughing. Then, I heard steps coming from the forest. "Fuck off," I shouted, by that point quite fed up about all those occurrences, and turned around, planning on going back to my section, from where I never should have left in first place. However, as I was walking away, I couldn't afford but take one last look behind. Damn curiosity who kept dooming me. The lady had disappeared, but in her place, a man who seemed even older than her came out of the woods, carrying large trash bags. He was completely naked, dirty, and his face and neck were covered in blood. "Hello Javier," he said, smiling and revealing his rotten, yellowed teeth. "I've brought you a welcome gift." He put the bags on the floor and, walking backwards, went back into the woods, without ever breaking eye contact with me. The bags' smell were awful. I opened them. I stood there paralyzed. I was too scared to do anything. I wished that encounter wasn't true. That I was just hallucinating or dreaming. That wish was killed by the gruesome reality. One of the janitors saw me in that catatonic state and called the other guards to help me. 1 hour later, the police arrived. They took the bag, interrogated several people, not the guard stuff, and left as fast as they could. I accommodated myself in my chair in the garita, drinking hot chocolate and trembling, watching Victoria and Samir discussing who could have done that monstrosity. Hector was silently smoking a suspicious cigarette as he looked out of the window. "It's the second time a staff member died gruesomely since the beginning of the year," shouted Samir, clearly nervous. "We are the next ones." "Oh, shut up, Samir. He's the next one. We're safe," Victoria said. "They started getting more gruesome way before the newbie arrived. We had almost 20 deaths last year. Riviera said the registers say there were only 3 to 5 per year in the early 2000s. Soon even the guests will be in danger." "What is this?" I asked, already getting a bit nervous. "What?" Victoria asked. "What is doing this? This isn't normal. Is it a ghost? A demon? What the hell is happening in these goddamn ruins?" I shouted. "It's better if we don't talk about it." Samir said, visibly afraid. Javier, meet me in the cafeteria San Jose, tomorrow morning. I'll explain some things to you, Hector said as he finished his joint. Then he put on his coat and left the garita. Just then I realized it was already 1955. Time to go home. The road home was even longer than the day before. This time, the road, worse than having no illumination at all, was completely foggy and cold. Sometimes I saw shadows getting closer and looming over the car, getting closer more and more. I promised myself, when I finished my 10-day contract, I'd never go up that mountain again. When I arrived at home, I checked my broken mailbox. The safe room key was there. I changed its location that night. That night was particularly intense. I couldn't sleep. I looked obsessively at the windows and the bedroom and bathroom doors. Nothing happened, apart from one picture from me and my ex-wife falling to the floor and having its glass frame broken due to the wind. I threw the thing in the trash anyway. I don't know why I kept it anyway. Well, I'm writing this at 6 a.m. I'm supposed to meet Hector in 1 hour. The cafeteria is just 2 streets away. I hope he helps me deal with whatever is happening. Day 4. The cafeteria had opened exactly 5 minutes before. The place was completely empty. Well, almost. Alone in the table most distant to the balcony, sat Hector, with a Panama hat and a cigarette in his hand. On the table lied a large binder, on the side of a cup of coffee. "Good morning, Javier. Take a sit, please," he said loudly. "I hope this is worth my time, Hector. I'm not going to become your drug partner, if that's the reason you called me." Well. He opened the binder, revealing pages of a local newspaper. As he spoke, he turned the pages and showed me different articles, each older than its predecessor. Venezuelan tourist found beheaded at ancient Inca fortress. Now, look at this other one. Museum curator killed in fatal accident, 1957. And another one, from 1906. Couple found dead in ancient Inca fortress. Their bodies were sliced up in several parts. The oldest newspaper of these cases I found is from a sensationalist British tabloid from 1882. This one is pretty graphic. A 7-month pregnant woman used a knife to remove her fetus, still alive, and threw him into the pit. She died from the blood loss. I have collected an ancient photography from the corpse in the city's library. God, that's gross. I looked away when he tried to show me the picture. But this is not the end, Javier. You know why the Spaniards came all the way up to build that Inquisition outpost? The ruins were already haunted when they came along. It was used for sacrifices by the Inca. In fact, even before the Inca Empire was formed. The first settlement up in the mountain was around 300 CE, by the native peoples. Hector, I haven't come here for a history lesson. Please, tell me already, what is going on? He took a deep breath with his cigarette before answering. I would tell if I knew. But I'll just say this seems to be an ancient evil force. A demon, maybe. Or worse. In the 16th century, an Inquisition outpost was established there, and stayed there for 7 years. They killed a lot of residents, before they realized whatever is up there was using them to bring death. They left, and the Catholic Church has refused to go up there ever since. He took another breath before continuing. However, roaming into the museum's files some years ago, I discovered the head inquisitor, before leaving, had written a complete analysis on the demon. I believe that if we can find the paper we'll be able to deal with whatever is happening. And I need your help to do that. How would I even do that, Hector? Why would I want to mess with this goddamn demon? He's caused me enough headaches. Because you have no choice, Javier. You already caught his attention. He already knows you fear him. There's no escaping now. He'll follow you. You know why the church is so afraid of him? Every single one of the inquisitors was brutally killed in the following months after they left. Even those who went back to Spain or Rome. Damn. Okay, what do I need to do? Where do I find this Inquisition analysis? It was taken by the previous supervisor, Senor Ramon, 17 years ago. You'll have to get into our supervisor's office and search for it, should be in her archive. So, you'll have to stay there after she leaves, at 2030. Fuck, I'd be dead. Why don't you do that? Because I already tried years ago. In the lunch break. She discovered me and took my key to her office. You're the only one I trust enough to do it. Victoria is too distraught, and Samira doesn't get along very well with me. Nobody other than her or the guards has the key to her office. Very well, Hector. I'll do that. But just tell me, why are you investigating the demon? How have you worked there so long without being affected? Where do you get all your drugs? How do you know so much about the murders? Oh. I'm starting to believe you might just as well be the freaking demon. Keep your mouth shut, you fucking moron. Everybody is looking at us now. I'm not a demon, I'm just smart. Just obey the rules and you'll be fine. But because you insist so much. He handed me a card and then left the cafeteria without paying or saying anything. Yeah, I ended up paying his coffee. I looked at the card he gave me. I'll transcript what's in it to you people. Field Agent Hector S. Medina. Class B clearance 4. I have no idea what anything of that means. I googled it, but it didn't correspond to any Interpol or Bolivian police force. Maybe he's a spy? Hector didn't come to work today. I came to work using my bicycle, and already hit it. This will avoid her seeing my car and figuring out I'm here. It was tiring, but I like to exercise. I didn't leave my section. There wasn't also any weird event today. I followed the rules by the book. I didn't want anything to happen. When the end of my shift began to approach, I started wondering if I really should do that. I mean, Hector is probably a super spy and knows this kind of stuff, but I don't think I can trust him yet. Maybe he's trolling me? Maybe he's just hallucinating because of his drugs? I don't really know. Oh, and don't worry. I blocked my boss on Reddit. This will stop her from seeing this post, right? I hope so, at least. It's almost 20:30. Samir has just left, and Victoria left some 30 minutes ago. I'm still deciding if I'll do what Hector told me to do or not. Oh, all the energy is down. She turns it off when we leaves. I think I'm hearing her car turning on. I can hear it going down the road, leaving. Shit, I can't believe I'm doing this. I'm all alone up here now. I've already double-checked if my flashlight has batteries. I've already separated the office key from the other ones. I think I'm ready to go in there. I'll search her office, and after that, I'll run to the safe room and stay locked in there until Hector arrives or something. I won't be able to leave with my bicycle in the complete darkness. I think I can trust you people, so I'll ask you. Do you think I should do what Hector told me to? I don't think I can change my plan now, but I'd like to hear your opinions.